So the first part we're going to do here is this is the fan on the front of the CPU. This is the original. I'm going to take these 4 screws off down here and then take this off and take the cowling off, and then we're going to clean it. Second screw. Tighten the container always. And now we have more screws, which are, like I previously said, this is the front. Let me zoom out for you. Oh, I am zoomed out. Let me zoom. This is the front piece, as you can see. Always be careful of the wires there. I have slack. Before I did this video, I moved the wires a bit. Anyways, I need to get the 2 screws. I got all those 4 out. I got these 2 out. Now I need to get the screws down at the bottom for the fan. One there. This is unplugged. Always make sure it's unplugged. And one there. How am I going to do that? This is the front, as you can see. Because here's the front faceplate. This is for the YouTube server. It goes on the front. I took that off. I'll show you how to do that too. All you have to do is pull this out. I also took the CD-ROM drive out that was right here in this slot. And you just have to go down here in the bottom. Be very, very careful. And you just go in. See if I can get it zoomed in for you. As you can see, you can't really see the screw. Never put any force on the board or the chip. Oh, if you need leverage, use the case, but never put any force on. And if it's not going to turn, don't turn it. Try a different bit. Because if you don't, see, there we go. If you don't, you can run it to a problem. But as you can see right here, I'm not sure. Bear with me here. We got the screw out at the bottom. We got one left, and that would be, don't do what I just did. I'm just kidding, just hit the metal. That last screw would be down here, but that would be let down there, but at the back over here. I don't know if you can see that. So down here in this area, go down 3 inches, it's underneath. So how are we going to do that? We're going to do the same thing we did on the other side. So we're going to pull this ahead, put our screwdriver in there. It's not on the perfect angle, and it's not stripping, so it's still turning just fine underneath there. As you can see probably in that image, these screws were put in on an angle. I imagine that was at production, but it's almost pulled out. Got it. You can see. Put it in your container. And now the fan should be loose. Just don't go yanking it off. Just give it a second. Think about it. Always take a step back. Make sure you have the 4 out. And on 1, 2, 3, 4 out. And I have the 4 screws on the out. And of course, as you've seen, I have the fan cover off. That was on the front of this. And now we're gonna try. Just pull it out slowly like that. All I do is just slide it slowly forward. Okay, here's the fan from the CPU that runs the YouTube server, and here's the grill for the fan. I'm just going to set this away to the side right now, the fan, until we need it. We are going to clean this. As you can see, I have a plastic work cloth underneath here, and I'm using one of these pads just to brush this off on. So let's do something like this. Doesn't matter, just make sure you get all the dust off. Turn it over. Just also hold it. As you can see, it's clean. Okay, I'm going to set that on the clean spot. Now, for this, the fan. This was in my Lenovo YouTube server. And it seems to be running fine, but the computer was overheating, so I did add another fan. But this is the main one that comes from the front of the unit. Comes from the front of the unit and blows the air in to cool it down. So the front of this system right here, the cool air comes in, blows into this fan, and then blows into the CPU chip behind there to keep it cool. So what we need to do is we need to clean this up. So make sure you have, as you can see, I have my work desk cloth, and then I have a cleaning cloth. Just to be safe, let's take our grill, put this over here. Let's grab this. This may be tedious. A couple things: no power. Do not do this when it's plugged in. And as you can see, the dust on here, you don't want that blowing into the CPU chip or the heatsink. So be very gentle with this. I just take one thumb and I lightly just set it there so the fan blade doesn't move, because if you start rubbing it like this, it's going to move. So to set it there, you just go back and forth. Start up here. As you can see, the dust coming off of it. What really works well is compressed air, and unfortunately I do not have that here for this video. But this also keeps it clean. As you can see, the blades are cleaning up as they go around, and you also want to clean the wall, but I'll show you a quick way to do that in a moment. I'm just showing the back way. Okay, and as you can see, looks a little bit cleaner. We're not done yet. Blow that air if you have air. So another problem is, this is the one side. We haven't done that side, which is dirty, is the walls. But we'll get to that side. Sorry, we'll get to the walls after we finish cleaning this side up. So I'm not sure the company name, no copyright infringement intended. This is from my computer system that I bought and purchased Lenovo a few years ago. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Move it along as you need it. Be gentle, very gentle with the fan blades. Be gentle, be very gentle with the fan blades. I'm using a soft bristle toothbrush for this. I've used these in the past, so I recommend a soft. And check it out. Just gonna give it. So, as you can see, that's the after difference of cleaning the fan, which will take some tension off there. Okay, so next part is, as you can see, the dirt right here, the dirt on the mat I was using, it's extremely dirty. I did use 2 pans, but this one was the majority of them. So for now, I'm just going to clean that up like this, fold it one way, because I don't think we need it that much anymore. You can pick these up anywhere, Walmart, Amazon, right here, Dollarama. Put our toothbrush back over here. So this is the fan that cools down the CPU, brings the cool air in, blows it through, and goes out the back of the system. Keeps the CPU chip cold. The problem I was having, the computer was going too slow, and I discovered with a software called SpeedMem 4.52, which I will be in my next video shortly, that the computer was overheating, and not just the CPU, the hard drive and everything. So I didn't want to give it up, because it's just a streaming server. It's a great computer. It runs, it does the job for what I need it to do 24/7. Everything requires some maintenance. So as you can see, this is all clean. We got to clean the inside of the walls here, and I'm not sure, excuse me if it's not close enough, there's a little bit of dirt in the walls. It's just the walls around there. So this is quite easy. I try to stay away from this, but sometimes you do need the toothbrush. I just go like this. definitely, as you can see, I have 2 fingers in there. They're not touching the fan blades. They're just touching the walls to hold the fan blades in place and to hold it in your hand. And all I'm doing on the walls is I'm going through and I am just cleaning them by hand. And as I need another spot, I just move the fan blade. There's a lot of dirt in behind here. Move the fan blade, and that's all. Do the same thing here. I wouldn't recommend using water. If you had damp, I'm talking 2-drop damp cloth, it might be okay as long as you're not putting it back in and you do not get any of the components wet. So just bear with me here. One last rundown is the fan blade wall. Just put your fingers, don't touch the fan blades, but put them in between. So put them in between so you're securing it, and just go like that. Do not use cleaners on this. And that looks like a clean fan. If you have some way to blow air through it, go for it. I have a tool here that I use. Okay, as you can see, the final product is that the blades are completely clean down there. The walls are clean, as you can see, and everything else is clean. I mean, if you have a few little minor stuff on the outside, that's not going to bother, but it's better to get it off so you don't get it all in the system at once. And I think it looks pretty clean to me. Let's just take a couple more shots then. And finished product. We have to assemble the grill. I'll do that with you. Okay. When you take these fans out, always make sure the power is unplugged. That maybe before you take it out, you take a picture to where the cable is plugged into, regardless if it's a desktop or whatever have you. And remember, these fans have a high speed. This runs at 12 volts DC, and it's 0.6 amps. So, yeah, this runs the YouTube server. So what we're going to do is that we're going to put the cover back on it here. Get you lined up. And as you can see, we did a good job cleaning that too. Let's just take a floss and take a cloth and just always take a cloth and just do that. Excuse me. Put that back on there, just set it right there. Okay. Remember to do this step before you put the fan back in the computer. High powered fans, it can hurt. So what we're going to do is take our clean covering, take our completed fan. I'm going to take the fan covering, I'm going to put it right there. Always, when you take a hint of this here, when you take these off, always put your screws in a container. That way you won't lose them. And I also find when you're putting these screws in the fan, only go down so much at a time. Don't completely tighten them at once. You might put too much pressure on the fan, excuse me. It's very important to keep your computer components cool. I will show you in the next video how to get dust out of your PC fans. It'll be quite simple, and anyone can do it. Getting back to this, I've screwed everything in over here. We just want to tighten these 1, 2, 3, 4 up. So they got tight, that's all. That's tight, that's tight, and this is tight. Okay, all right. So I'm just gonna double check. Everything looks good, and there's our fan. I think it looks pretty much brand new. What do you think? It looks pretty clean in there. Just always be careful of the connectors. That's all. But as you can see, it's clean. My tool over here, I will show you. It's always a better idea to test it out before it gets into a system to make sure it covers on correctly. I'm going to blow some air right through this fan to make sure there's no air. So here we go. And I'll let you see it. No copyright infringement intended. This is from my computer system. As you can see, the fan is blowing. It's still blowing. Okay, no sounds, nothing to worry about. And now we're going to go over to the other side. Get it. Try it once more. And I think it's a success. Looks good, looks clean. Just be gentle when you're screwing them in. Okay, there's one. I'm going to pull us ahead forward, bring you with me. This makes it easier for certain sections. There we go. Tighten the top, and there's two at the bottom. Left. Magnetic is always the key. Sometimes. Ground correctly. And that's in. Now I just have to turn it. And that's it. So what I'm going to do on camera is that now this is secure. We are going to try with the power on. So always make sure there's no power plugged in. These are connected. We're just going to tighten this up a little bit more on the top. As you can see, there's done. Okay. We're going to take our 120 volt power cord and plug it in the back. Always make sure everything's clear. We're good. I'm going to plug this in right now. And this. Also put the hard drive on the left hand side. It was over here, but putting it over there would make it a lot cooler. And this is the finished product. There's a lot of airflow back here now before it was clogged. If you enjoyed this how-to video, please like and subscribe. If you'd like to see more, please turn on your notifications. And please share with your friends if they need some help with their computers. Thank you very much for watching Engineer Corner, and I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please put it in the comments. Thank you. Have a great day.